Well, you have to understand the whole business of venture capital investment or startups is that it's a portfolio approach. Some people do really well, some people don't do so well, and some people have to go back and reinvent themselves. And if that means the startups have to go aground and start afresh, that also happens. So I don't think it's outside the norm that this is going to happen. Having said that, I've already said in the last few weeks that I'm a little worried about the pace at which the startups are burning cash in terms of trying to customer acquisition. And my recommendation to them has been to go back and focus on the experience, the end customer proposition, and make sure you win the customers one at a time and get very, very happy customers as part of that process.
How important is the fact that a seasoned product has to be built? And that is, of course, the fundamental of a business rather than perhaps pumping in money into advertising and marketing. How important for you is a sound product at the end of the day, and how critical is it to the long-term success of a startup?
I think the long-term success of any company is a great product and a great experience. Some companies are in the product business, some companies eventually end up in the experience business. So there's no denying that you need to have a good product and good experience. Having said that, it's a bit unfair to say startups must have a sound product, which is, I think, look, at the end of the day, every company which has been successful in Silicon Valley in the last many years has constantly iterated their product almost every day. So I expect in India, even startups will constantly iterate their product every day, but they should keep their eye on the ball. The game is not over. That's just they have not won yet. They have to keep iterating on a daily basis and keep trying to build a great business, which could take years.
You refer to Silicon Valley, so I want to ask you, what's the gap between us and them? Silicon Valley is clearly a breeding ground for a lot of technologies, a lot of new ideas. Thousands of entrepreneurs have set up base over there. Where are we lagging behind, if at all?
I don't think it's a matter of lagging. I think, let's be fair, India has just begun on this journey of startups in terms of having tremendous amounts of startups, having an ecosystem which is still nascent compared to Silicon Valley, which has been doing that for tens of years. So you have to give us a chance, and which is what I've also said, media has to calm down. You guys are getting so excited about this, only been a few years. So part of nurturing this ecosystem is you have to do your role, we have to do our role as investors. And in that context, I think we're off to a good start. We have hundreds of startups getting funded. We have billions of dollars to be invested in the Indian market. I think that will continue, and that should continue for the next few years. We are beginning to see policy support where the Prime Minister stands up and says, stand up, start up India, which is great. So I think we're off to a good start, and I think time will tell us how this evolves. But we have to keep our head down. The startups have to keep their head down. They have to go out and create great customer experiences. The investors have to be patient. The media has to be patient. And we've got to give them a little bit of rope.
So I'll tell you why the media is perhaps a little excited and patient, and that's because there are no clear-cut answers from many of the startup entrepreneurs on when exactly they're going to go ahead and become profitable. That's key. So this is a game of valuation. There's no clear-cut answers from many of them on the profitability aspect. And let's be honest, some of the investors would also want their returns sooner than later.
And this is where, again, I say that you have to be patient. We invested in Alibaba 15 years ago, and today our $200 million has turned into $40 billion. The Indian startup scene, people invested last year, they want their returns this year. So part of getting the right culture is you've got to wait 5-10 years for these things to become solid, big businesses and hopefully reap tremendous amounts of profitability. Patience.
My last question, sir, and that's of course relating to Softbank. You have your fingers in several niche sectors in India. What are some of the other emerging or burgeoning areas that you would like to add to your portfolio? Because you have committed serious money as far as India is concerned.
As soon as we invest, you'll be the first to find out.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.